talk about how to survive a long haul flight. Yes. You guys know by now, we're frequent travelers. We fly all the time. Our most common trips over the past few years have been more Europe. So from New York, where we're flying out of, that's generally anywhere from like 6 to 9, 10 hours, depending on where we're going. It's a long time for a flight. Yeah. And in most cases, we choose to do that overnight, so that we fly overnight here and land in the morning at our destination. So that's even a whole kind of different thing, because ideally you're sleeping, right? At least going that direction. And then coming back with the time change, you usually land about the time you take off, again, depending on where you're coming from. So
we like to land at night so that when we get home, you can just go straight to bed. So that means you need to stay awake on the flight, so you need to have stuff to do.
So kind of like a whole trip, like on one way you want to be relaxed to be able to sleep, and the other you need like stuff to do to make you stay awake. So we're gonna kind of talk about our tips as to how we handle both, so that hopefully you can do the same and enjoy taking long haul flights, because you know you want to enjoy your vacation more than the flight, but you can make the flight fun. Okay, so we're gonna start with our essential beauty products that we always carry with us when we're taking a long haul flight, but I particularly use these for an overnight flight. Yeah. So the first thing that I do when I get on the plane is I take off my makeup with like a makeup remover wipe. Sometimes even before
I won't even have it on.
Yeah, well it depends. It depends.
Depends on what we were doing that day before. Like especially if it's when we're coming home and we've been doing something like on vacation all day and like I have makeup on, I will need to take it off.
Yes. Just to kind of, I obviously that's something I do every night, so it just kind of helps to perpetuate the bedtime routine, so that it signals your body, okay, this is what I do every night, so I'm going to do it here even though I'm technically sleeping on this airplane. The other thing that is really important when flying is moisturizing. Yes. Your skin gets so dry, so I always have a little travel size moisturizer for my face, but also hands, because my hands get really dry too.
Mine do too.
So either if there's a product out there that you know you're planning using both, but I usually have a little hand cream, unscented if possible, because you don't want to smell the whole airplane.
Ashley gets mad when I pull out
lavender hand cream. And the lavender is relaxing, so like not everybody wants to smell that, and you just have to keep that in mind. But yeah, face moisturizer and hand cream, very important.
So something that I love doing on long haul flights is to do an eye mask. Instead of doing a full-on like face sheet mask where you might freak people out a little bit if they like walk by and you have this giant thing like on your face. So Sephora and a lot of other brands sell ones that are just under eye masks, so they're small and you just put them on under your eyes. So I like to do that about an hour before we land, just to kind of like wake me up, and they have ones that are for like invigorating and like waking up, so I like to get those. So I'll do that about an hour before we land, and then I'll kind of go into the rest of my routine with like the moisturizer, and then sometimes I'll put on a tiny bit of makeup if it's just like a BB cream and like a couple swipes of mascara, just so that I look a little more like awake and alive than I have been.
Have your like beauty, like your makeup essentials easily accessible on the plane with you, whatever that could be for you. Like for me, like mascara is the one thing that I am always going to do to like help me look more awake. So whatever that is for you, you know,
I definitely won't do
a little pulled together.
Yeah, I won't do like a full face of makeup on the plane. I'll usually just do a BB cream, some mascara, and if I have some sort of lip, if it's just like a lip gloss or like a light lipstick, like I obviously wouldn't put on like a red lipstick, you know, like getting off the plane. It's just weird. But yeah.
The other thing I always have on hand, beauty-wise, is a toothbrush and toothpaste. I mean, pretty common sense, I feel, but I always have that easily accessible in my carry-on. Usually I don't do it on the plane. I'll wait until I get off. I've done both, but I just have a thing about putting that water in my mouth from the like sink in the airplane bathroom. But anyway, I digress. You know, depending on how long the flight is, that's like another essential item for me. So make sure that you don't have that packed away in your checked luggage, because that'll be really difficult for you to get to if you want to be able to brush your teeth when you get off the plane.
Alright, so now that you're on the plane, you've got all your essentials packed, now you need something to do from that 6 to up to maybe 24 hours that you're gonna be on a plane. So Netflix has a great feature now where if you have a Netflix account, you can download things to like your iPad or your phone, where like you don't, yeah, on your laptop I bet too, where you don't need the internet for it. So that is great. Bring a book. Most airplanes now will have the screens where there's tons of stuff to watch. But if you run into like how we did, we flew the same airline in February and March on both long destinations. Well, after the first trip there and back, I watched all the movies on there that I wanted to watch, and they only had like one other one, like when we went in March, that I wanted to watch. So, you know, be prepared in case you like run into an issue like that. But most airlines do have that now. You can download books to your iPads. I mean,
let me say something about books real quick. So for books, if you download them to like your tablet, on the iPad specifically, because that's what we have, there's like a night feature. So don't be that person on like an overnight flight where you have an actual hard copy book and you need that light on to be able to read it, because everybody around you is probably trying to sleep, and that light is distracting. But they have like a night mode where it turns the screen dimmer, and so then you can see just fine without the light, and you're not disturbing people around you.
So also make sure you have headphones. Most airlines will provide them now, but they're not great quality. So make sure you bring your own, and if you are like us, where like we have the new like iPhone 7, so it's a different headphone jack. So make sure you bring both, because the iPhone 7 one is not going to fit into the plane. Yeah. Into there, so make sure you bring the old one, or you bring your adapter with it. Just don't forget it.
And if noise is an issue for you, invest in a good pair of noise canceling headphones for the flight. The rest of our essentials are kind of random stuff, but it's stuff that, you know, depending on you might find this to be helpful. We generally travel with all the items that we're about to list. Like an eye cover, like not an eye mask like beauty, but like one of those like sleep masks, just to kind of help block out light if you're trying to get a good night's sleep on the plane. As good of a night's sleep as you can get. And on that same vein, like a neck pillow, if that's something that helps you. I generally don't travel with one, only because I don't want to like keep up with it. I know they have like blow up ones, but
I do when I know that I'm going to be sleeping. But like if I'm usually just doing like a domestic flight here, I don't like bring it with me, but if it's like a long one that I know I'm going to be sleeping on the plane, I bring it with me.
Sometimes I do. It honestly depends on how much room I have in my carry-on. And in that same vein, a travel blanket or a scarf that can be a blanket. I like using a scarf because it's so multi-purpose. You can
You're gonna have one anyway.
Well, not necessarily.
You will.
Yeah. Because it can be used, you know, obviously as a scarf, but then as a blanket if you get cold, or you can kind of roll it up and ball it up and that can be your pillow, you know, to sleep on. So there's just so many different ways that you can use that. Multi-purpose items are very, you know, key for traveling, especially if you're light on space. And then we also always have some sort of sock. Usually it's like some sort of like fuzzy soft sock. Especially if we're wearing sandals or something where we're not already wearing socks, but your feet on a long haul flight are just gonna get really cold, and I also always take my shoes off on a long haul flight.
I don't always. If I'm wearing like my Nikes, they're pretty roomy and they don't feel bad. My feet don't swell a lot, but some people, their feet swell really bad on a plane. I've had a couple instances where like I do, but the past few times I actually haven't taken my shoes off. But you know, if you want to, I think that's totally acceptable on a long haul flight when you're sleeping. I think if you're on like a 45-minute flight, in the middle of the day, no.
I usually do it more when it's an overnight flight, when I'm supposed to be sleeping, because you don't sleep with your shoes on. So it's just one more signal to your brain, okay, time to go to sleep because I took my shoes off.
So the last two things that we always bring with us is protein-based snacks and a water bottle. So we've talked about this so many times. We always bring reusable water bottles with us. It's a perfect like time saver, money saver. It's just just invest in one and bring it with you. But the other thing is protein-based snacks. So not meat, but I mean, because
well, it could be meat.
It can be, but
we don't eat meat.
No.
So not like pretzels, because that's not gonna be filling.
Right. So definitely invest in like some protein bars. We like they're called protein cookies. Any sort of protein bars that has, you know, at least 15 grams of protein in one. Yeah, definitely nuts. Or even, we like to bring snacks, but even when you're going through the airports, most of them have some hard-boiled eggs. That's a great source of protein to just like grab and take with you. You just want to make sure you're full, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation where there's no more food. Sometimes the food on airplanes is not that great. Sometimes it is. It's the luck of the draw, really. So make sure you have enough snacks with you.
And then right before you land, like Shelby mentioned, we do the eye mask kind of about an hour before we land to just kind of like help wake you up. That's when, you know, you brush your teeth if you want to do that on the plane. And then my little trick is I get like a little bottle of spray, just water. Evian makes one, makes one. So that's also just a quick way to just kind of like spritz your face and kind of like help you to start wake up if you were asleep overnight, or just to like feel a little better about being on a plane for so long. And then, you know, have a snack, and
if you don't want to brush your teeth on the plane, have like some mints or gum, because then you can put that in your mouth like after you wake up.
Yeah. Those are the things that we do to survive a long haul flight. What about you guys? Any tips that you guys do that we didn't mention?
Comment down below.
Please, because we travel all the time and we'd love to hear what you guys do as well. So if you liked this video, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe right here, and watch our latest video right here. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!